Our election infrastructure is under attack. Check it out. Leave your comments, ding the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel, please. Our election infrastructure is under attack. We know that hackers from several different countries, including Russia, Saudi Arabia, Israel, the countries that Seth Abramson in his Proof of Conspiracy book says, worked to get Trump into the White House in 2016, behind the scenes, that these countries have already gotten inside the election infrastructure of several states, particularly Florida. And so you would think that the White House would be wanting to do something about that. Keep in mind that the Pentagon had asked Trump not for a space force, but for a cyber force. They wanted a new form of, a new branch of the military that would fight wars to be one that would fight cyber wars, because that's probably going to be the next big battlefield. And by cyber wars, I'm not talking about, hacking an election computer. I mean, that's pretty bad. But I'm talking about, shutting down the city of New York, turning off the electricity by hacking all the power plants, shutting off the water by hacking the water system. Most of our infrastructure is online all across the United States. And the Chinese have penetrated much of it. The Russians have penetrated much of it. The Iranians are very good at this. The Iranians have been inside some of our infrastructure. So, there's this office of the Office of the Chief Information Security Officer, the OCISO, within the White House. And the guy in charge, Dimitrios Fistakis, resigned earlier this week, and this is from his resignation letter. Quote, "They say that history repeats itself. Unfortunately, given all the changes I've seen in the past few months, I foresee the White House is posturing itself to be electronically compromised once again. Allowing for a large portion of institutional knowledge to concurrently walk right out the front door seems contrary to the best interests of the mission and the organization as a whole." This was obtained by Axios. And it has to do with the 2014 breach when President Obama was in the White House, where the White House was breached by, I don't recall whom. But, he says his office was implemented to prevent things like that from happening again. And he also writes, also of concern is the metric leadership is leveraging to gauge success of the cybersecurity program, measuring the success of your security staff by the frequency major compromises are identified versus the duration of time since the last compromise is absurd. And so basically he's saying, the way that the Trump administration is even looking at this stuff is absurd. Pretty amazing stuff.